Hey yo, it's True Soul Davis, and you're listening to The Truth Talk Show. Hey yo, Kaye.
You ready, baby?
The Truth Talk Show. Where we listen to music and entertain your ear. The Truth Talk Show. Current events and business, what you need to hear. The Truth Talk Show. When we turning up and you need to turn down. The Truth Talk Show. If you listen to this, you know what's going down.
Now, you're listening to The Truth Talk Show.
Welcome to The Truth Talk Show. I'm your girl, Kaye TheTruth. Google me, www.kaythetruth.com. In studio today, we have Miss Andrea Johnson, mother of Derek Washington. How are you doing today, Andrea?
I'm doing great. How you doing today, Kaye?
Doing fabulous. What I want to do right now is go ahead and talk to you about what pushed you into activism. What pushed you into going in the direction that you are as far as mentoring?
What led me into activism and the direction I'm going to now as a helping our youth and trying to help the young men in our community today is about 7 years ago, I feel like my son was profiled. My son was profiled and victimized and shot by in the River County jail, sheriff deputy, and pretty much left for dead. So by me fighting for justice in this case, it was just put in my heart just the direction I need to go in. I never want any parent, any young man, any family to go through the ordeal that me and my son went through, fighting for justice for these last 7 years.
And fighting for justice is truly what you had to do. To go back on the case of Derek Washington, he was shot in 2010 by Sheriff Deputy Kevin Keats. After leaving a party with some friends, he was not armed. But when you say that he was shot in 2010, he was only a teenager. He was 16 years old.
16 years old, shot in the chest. He's still carrying a bullet around with him today. The bullet was too close to his spine, so they decided it did more harm for them to go and try to remove it than to let it stay there. So he's still carrying around the reminder of that tragedy every day.
And when we talk about that tragedy, when he was riding with his friends, I guess he left the location and shots was fired at the location that he was previously at. And he was trying to get away from harm, because he didn't want to get hurt. But he ended up harmed by those who are supposed to protect and serve us. And I looked at some of the video on that, and you can clearly see that Derek was not trying to harm the officer, which the officer pretty much said that Derek shot at him. He heard shots, which from the video, you do not hear any return shots. You do hear the shots from Officer Keats' dash cam, and it was more like clicks which I don't know how this happened, but apparently Mr. Keats' audio was disabled. See, we got problems with police right now where they disabling the dash cam, they disabling the body cam. Now you want to disable the audio, but lucky for us, we heard the clicks, which matches the time the car was being shot. So they was able to put that together. So why do you think the officer felt like they were shooting at him in the first place?
Well, briefly, let me tell you a little bit about the history of the officer. It goes as information doing trial and doing some of the interviews they did on it. The officer, Deputy Kevin Keats, have a history of shooting and killing suspects. So I do believe he a trigger-happy cop, and I do believe he had no business with a badge. Because before he came to Indian River County, he was a police officer down in South Florida where he killed 2 black suspects down in South Florida, and they released him for duty down there, and they hired him in Indian River County as a deputy. And my son, Derek, since he'd been a sheriff in Indian River County, my son was the 3rd suspect he shot in Indian River County. So he actually shouldn't have been on the force. He's a trigger-happy cop.
So is he only shooting people of color? What happened to the people who were the other victims who were shot in Indian River Camp by Sheriff Keats?
Well, Indian River County got this good old boy mentality down there. It's don't ask no question, no tell no questions. So from my experience with dealing with Indian River County, they have I can really say there's a chokehold on the residents down there. The residents down there in the River County that Gifford area is actually terrified of the sheriff department. So they scared to speak out. They're scared to stand up. So me being an outsider, when I did come in and speak up, they they were looking at me like, oh my goodness, does she know what she's doing? So they scared. They have them intimidated. They have them scared to speak out. So a lot of these cases went, just filed, and wasn't even a lot of these cases. People didn't even know about the incident until I don't know nothing about the law. I don't know nothing about the investigation. But when this happened to my son, it made me look more into the Indian River County, into the what's going on down there. And some of the cases, actually, now that I spoke up, they have over 100 complaints against the sheriff department alone from the time that 2010 to now. People finally started to say, okay, we tired of this. This happened to me. He did this to me also. And they feel like long as we don't get involved, alone we'll speak up about it, then they'll leave it alone. They will not target us. So they really got the people down in the River County scared, intimidated. So that's why a lot of these cases went unnoticed and unsolved, because the people, the residents down there, is in fear of the sheriff's department.
So is Kevin Keats still employed with the sheriff department?
He's not employed with the sheriff's department anymore, and that's another thing I have to tell you about our good old justice system down there in the River County. After they did their investigation, and I think it was a sloppy investigation, because I truly believe Officer Keith should have been in jail for attempted murder, four counts of attempted murder. They gave him hands up that they were going to have to, because of all the publicity, that they were going to have to release him for duty. So he took an early retirement. Instead of before they could release him for duty, he went on and filed for retirement, and they granted his retirement.
Wow.
Exactly. So that's our good old justice system. So he's sitting on Vero Beach now, probably drinking a Budweiser, relaxing, and almost killed my son and his friends, and then killed a couple more suspects down in South Florida, and with no repercussions. So that's our justice system these days.
Well, let me go back to his retirement. I'm sure prior to that, during the investigation, they probably gave him paid leave too, which means that he had a vacation on top of his retirement. Because that's like a vacation to me. These officers do so much, and then they give him paid leave, which means you just go on vacation because you're getting paid and relax a little bit, and then come on back.
Exactly, and I think it's unfair, and I think FDLE dropped the ball on this case also, because when FDLE did their investigation, they did conclude that, as you can see in the dash cam, that no weapon was found, that the initial statement that Officer Keith said that shots was fired was unfounded. They found no gunpowder, no shell casing. They found no evidence that anybody in my son or his friends were firing weapons or nothing. And he changed his story. I got 3 different reports with him saying telling 3 different stories of the account that night, and they plainly show where he perjured himself, even on stand, and FDLE or the sheriff department did anything to reprimand him for lying on statements and perjuring himself. And I feel like FDLE dropped the ball also on this, because I feel like they should have recommended something be done to him for lying on a statement and perjuring himself on the stand.
Let us know, what does FDLE stand for?
Florida Department of Law Enforcement. They investigate the law enforcement officers. Any type of law enforcement officer do anything wrong, FDLE supposed to be an outside entity that come investigate the law enforcement officers when it comes down to anything that any allegations or any wrongdoing by law enforcement. And I think the corruption started all the way from the FDLE all the way to the judicial system. I think my son was victimized by everybody when it comes down to that county. The FDLE, the judicial system, and the sheriff department.
How do you feel about your then 16-year-old son, who was a star football player of Palm Bay Hill School, spending 2 years in jail? What was going through your mind?
Oh my goodness! In Palm Bay High School here in Palm Bay, Florida. What was going through my mind is, I was in shock. So first of all, I never thought it was going to go this far. I never in my wildest dream, because my son was home for 6 months before they filed charges. I want to get that out there too, because I think all this was retaliation. Because after my son was shot, my son spent 21 days in ICU fighting for his life. he came home and was home back to school and for 6 months. After I did my own digging around and calling reporters and saying, look, something's not right about this. Can we get an outside investigation? Once I finally started making noise and started filing complaints, I feel like once I got the media involved and I got the attention, the spotlight on in the River County and asked somebody to look into this, what happened that night, it was retaliation. 6 months later, I filed the lawsuit, civil lawsuit against the sheriff's department, and 6 months later, they put a one out for myself for attempted murder. Now, I don't know. I never heard of anybody that tried to kill a deputy could be home for 6 months and with no charges. And then 6 months later, after I made noise and started asking questions, they want to arrest him and charge him with attempted murder. So I feel like it was all out of retaliation because I was asking questions and wanted to know what was going on and file a lawsuit against them because I feel like that they profiled my son and his friends that night.
They truly did. And I've never heard of such a thing either. Usually if you do something against an officer or anybody, anything like that, attempted murder, you going in that day. They're going to lock you up at that bed in ICU in handcuffs to make sure they don't care if you're injured or not.
Exactly. As soon as you leave out the hospital, they're going to roll you from the hospital straight to jail. So I don't know. He was back in school. He was even back in school in Palm Bay High and everything else. All that, so I truly believe it was out of retaliation because I stood up to him and say, no, something's not right. You can't, and the ironic thing about it, and just another thing I don't understand, if I go to jail and you with me and I go rob a bank, if I got caught, we got caught. It was 5 teenagers in the car that night. I'm the only parent stood up against the Indian River County Sheriff Department, and Derek the only one of his friends that were charged with anything. The other kids did do something. They did elude the police. They jumped out of the red. So they did do something. I'm not saying that, and I'm glad that none of them were charged. But just the proof of my case as I feel like this was out of retaliation because my son was the only one charged with anything that night, and he had 4 friends with him. So if that's not proof itself, then I don't know what is. Because I'm with you and I go rob a bank. If I get caught, then I'm pretty sure we got caught.
Well, and that's true too, because most of I'm going to say pretty much all the cases that I've seen where somebody has done something with someone in the vehicle, everybody go to jail. If you have drugs in the vehicle, they taking everybody to jail. So I'm sure if you was attempted to murder an officer, a sheriff's deputy, everybody in the car is going down. So when I heard that part, I was like, really? I was in shock. So that right there speaks volumes. But right now, how is Derek's mindset? How has this impacted him mentally? Has he been able to move on, or does, still kind of hinder him in life some way?
It's still hinder him in life. Still today, Derek still suffers from the facts that happened to him, what happened to him in 2014. Derek, Derek always was outgoing person. He was always a class clown. He was always the popular kid in school. He was the football star, so he was always outgoing. Now he's more reserved. Now he's more. I really believe that he's suffering from post-traumatic stress. He hasn't been diagnosed yet. He's going through a lot of health issues because he still had a bullet in his back now. He still had a bullet in his body. That he's only 24 years old now. He just turned 24. He suffers from high blood pressure. He suffers from migraine headaches. He suffers from back pain. He suffers from anxiety. He suffers from depression. All this from a 24-year-old. But Derek never had health issues because he would always stay athletic. He always played any type of sport. He was always an outgoing person. And now his main focus now, he don't even have a social life. He have a certain about 2 friends he socialized with for about an hour or 2 on a weekend or something, and he home. He has no social life. He's not that outgoing young man that he used to be before this happened. So his outlook on life, even, now he's starting to get a little better. He's starting to talk a little more. So he decided he's going to go ahead and try to enroll in college for the spring term. But it really is a different person than he was 5 or 6 years ago.
If you're not dealing with Kaye, it ain't the truth.
Okay, now you know what I like to do on the Truth Talk show, and we're going to get back into the interview. I like to do what we call put you on the hot seat. We're not going to burn you up. We're just going to simmer you a little bit. So, hot seat question number 1. If you had the opportunity to speak to Sheriff Deputy Kevin Keats, what would you tell him?
Oh, wow. That's a good one. Oh, goodness. I just want to know, oh, my goodness. That is a hot one. I have so much stuff running into my mind. I just don't, what would I tell him? Did he really know what he did that night? Do he really care? Did he really know how he affected my son and his friends that night? I'm sitting up here picturing what would I actually say to him, and I did come face to face with him before in the courtroom, and just sitting there listening to all the lies that he told. I really don't know. I just want to know, do he care? Do he know the impact that he made on the young boys that night, October the 24th, 2010? And the impact that he made on the other families, the victims that did lose their life down in South Florida. Do he actually care?
Right. Hot seat question number 2, which I know you speak to your son often, and there's some things you probably want to bring up to him in reference to the case. Have you told him how you truly feel, how it would truly hurt you? Do you need some type of healing process, and have you been going through therapy?
Well, my healing I think my healing and the process of me healing is helping others. That's how I feel like that's how I'm healing, is helping others. But Derek, I think Derek look at me as a strong black mother, and because he know with me, I'm his shield. So anything he know, to come to him, they have to come through me. So Darren look at me as superwoman, I feel, because he'll tell anybody, even interviews, when he do interviews, or he talk to the lawyers talk to me first, and then I relay it to Darren. So Darren look at me as superwoman because he trusted that I was, and he trusted that I was going to do the right thing for him. He trusted that I was going to get him out there. It hurt me, Kaye, and I wanted to let everybody, because I don't know if people know the pain that I went through and know my testimony, but every day for them 2.5 years, going back and forth up there to the jailhouse there, my son, I had to keep up this strong front to let them know it was okay. My son was looking at 45 years in jail, and
wow.
I had to, every day going up there, I had to encourage him that I was not going to let that happen to him. I had to keep it in his mind and encourage him to be strong. I'm not going to let this happen to him. So for me, I think he looked at me as superwoman. My mom did it, and I'm glad she's my mom. So, and he trusted me that I would protect him and do the right thing about him when it come down to anything in the future now. So when it come down to civil, criminal, anything, he trusted and said my mom would take care.
Okay, that's awesome. Another question, which I know sometimes in life, when we go through trials and tribulations, those friends who should stand by us, they disappear. You won't hear from them till it's all over with. Or people will look at us strangely in the street. What do you want to tell those? This is your counseling section. This is to get it all off your chest. What do you want to tell those people who looked at you crazy, who was afraid to speak up themselves and distance themselves from you because they was like, she's making waves?
I like to say, first of all, I'm disappointed. I want to say this about, and I don't got over it though, but I'm just saying, I'm disappointed in my local leaders here that I ran to first church to say, look, please help me. Just my 6-year-old son, he been profiled. He just in there, please help me. I was so disappointed in my local leaders from the NAACP, the ACLU, even the local churches in the area, the pastors I ran to and everything, that say, look, please help me. I'm disappointed in our local leaders, but now I can look back and I can say, look, and just like you say, once I started making waves and once I started getting the momentum and attention, that's when everybody wanted to show up. The NAACP wanted to show up and say, okay, we got to look into it. We'll contact the Nationals. The ACL will look at, okay, do you need us to appoint a lawyer to represent Derek civilly? Criminally, we can't help you. We'll look into it, whatever. And even the churches now, now that they see that Derek got a civil case now, do you need us to counsel Derek, or you need us to come pray with Derek and all this? But where was all this when I was reaching out and asking for help? Just a single parent with no resources to get back. One time my car broke down, and I even went to the church and said, look, can somebody please, I need to go see my son. I need to make sure that he's okay. We're looking at, I got to ask the pastor, can you use that, or we can do this or do that. I thought the church and the community leaders was our refuge. And now these days, they want to flock to me now because they think, they'll get something out of it. But, I want to tell them that through all this, I stayed strong in my faith, and I stayed strong, and I believed in my son. And even though my ground was shaky, I believed that in my heart that my son, I wasn't going to stop until I found justice for my son. I still haven't got justice completely, but I wasn't going to give up till justice was served in my son's case. So to all these people that doubted me and didn't listen or didn't try to help, I feel like shame on you. That's all I can say. But my mission is this day is I never want another mother, another family, like I said before, to go through the ordeal that I went through trying to get justice in my son's case, or get justice for a family member.
The Flame Show, The Truth Talk Show, The Ladies Answer, World of DJs, and The Street Show, all powered by The Truth Talk Show.
And I do want to make a slight joke, but it's true. We do know that churches will come around when they think they're going to get some coins. So they want you to pass that plate. They're going to ask for their 10% and then some if you were to get some money. So that's where that's going. And it's...
You want us to come and we got a program now. Derek can come and talk to us now. We got we got a gentleman in our congregation that work with youth and work with young men, and if you want, we can set him up where he can talk with Derek and see where his mindset and see where his future hold and all that. But I come to you first to ask you for help. All I was. But so what was that when I was out there for them 2 to 3 years fighting and asking, pleading for help in any kind of way, whether it was spiritual help, mentally help, or financial help? I remember one time my lights got turned off because I was so busy running back and forth. I'm a single parent. I was working a job and maintaining a home, but I was so busy running back and forth to Indian River County, I didn't even have the money to pay my light bill. I was sitting in the dark. And I went to these communities and said, yes, but my son came first. I believe I had to fight for my son. If I have to sit in the dark with a candle to make sure my son was okay, then that's what I had to do. And I was a perfectly healthy woman. And from the scratch of me going back and forth to Indian River County, out of the blue, I started having seizures, scratch-related seizures. I went to the doctor. They ran all kind of tests on me. They say everything come back negative, Miss Johnson, which I'm glad. I thank the Lord. But the doctor even told me, look, the stress will kill you. You have to sit down. I said, you don't understand. It's my child. I can't sit down nowhere. It's my child. So if it take my life, it's his life, then that's the sacrifice I have to make. But this is my child.
Amen. So, I can still hear the pain in your voice, but you have brought it all home. You brought it home. You brought him home. You brought him home. He's here now. He's with you. You have fought a hard fight. And you're going to continue to fight.
Drop it, boy.
On Pure Truth Radio. Powered by Pure Truth DJs.
And let's talk about your fights, because you have your nonprofit. You and Miss Yolanda Woods, who is the mother of Andrea Woods, won an award at the Martin Luther King parade. So tell us about your new endeavors.
Yes, the New Endeavor, always the Movement for Justice, that I say, is a nonprofit organization, and it's still in the building phase, but the goal is, like I say, all the stuff I went through to try to fight for justice as a fireman lawyer. I know some people sometimes don't have the resources, so my thing is I work with different law firms now that's willing to do pro bono cases, to look into cases. They can't do it, they're willing to refer them and things like that. So my main thing with the Movement for Justice is to help people that have been impacted by injustice, help them find resources to fight their case, or try to point them in the right direction that they need to go in to truly get justice in their case, like Miss Yolanda Woods and her daughter Andrea Woods, that's represented by the same lawyer that Derek have now. So that was a good thing, and I'm glad I met. I hate that Yolanda Woods daughter got killed, Andrea Woods, but by meeting her and by helping her, the Movement for Justice have helped her, find resources, help her, mentor her, help her spiritually, praying with her and everything, and things like that. And also, we joined forces called the Mothers on the Crusade. And we had two foundations, and Sisters and Steps, that was more fun. It's going to help young women with scholarships to go to college, and help young women when it come down to going to vocational school or college or stuff like that. The Yolanda Woods Foundation is going to do that for the young ladies in the community. And on my part, the Brothers in Motion, we're going to sponsor football camps, basketball camps, mentoring programs, anything I can to help our young men in today succeed. Because I truly believe our young people are still our future, and they can be rehabilitated, they can be helped. So we can't give up on our young people. We got to be there for to help them. That's our future. So we got to be there for our young people. It starts with our young people, and by having these resources where our young people can say, okay, I'm gonna go to Brothers in Motions and look. I'm interested in football. I'm interested in basketball. We're gonna sponsor the football camp. We also gonna get mentors as in our local football players that we got locally. We got a football player that plays for the New York Jets. That's from my county. We got a football player that played for Oakland Raiders, and we got a football player that plays for the Washington Redskins that stay right here in our community. So we got to challenge them to come back after the football season and talk to the young men in the area and sponsor young men in the area and let them see what you can do as you stay in school and you stay focused. I also been in contact with a middleweight fighter that's here that just moved locally. He fought on a Mayweather ticket in Vegas, and he just moved to the area, and he committed to coming in the community and mentor the young men when it come down to what they could do when it come down to getting out of the area. He comes from a province area himself in Philadelphia, and he said he did his best to stay out of trouble, and he still got in a little trouble, but he made up in his mind that, I'm going to do something in life. I'm going to succeed. I want a better life. So I want people that's done been there and did that to really speak to young men and let them know, don't give up on your dreams. You can do this. And if you need my help, you need to call me. You need help, or you need a mentor, you need someone to talk to, give me a call. So that's the thing that we're doing now to try to help our community.
Banging hip hop and R&B
on Pure Truth Radio for the hottest in entertainment, music, and news. Your 24-hour streaming station. That is awesome. Hey, since you have all these great things going on, including the mentoring program, shout out your social media and tell the people where they can find you, or your email as well.
My email is johnsonandrea427@yahoo.com. You can also find me on Facebook the Movement for Justice, Andrea Johnson. And we look forward to, we appreciate anybody input, anybody suggestions, anybody that want to help out, whether it comes to mentor, whether it comes to financial help, anybody that want to help with invest in our youth, please contact me at Andrea Johnson Facebook or the Movement for Justice Facebook page. And we look forward to hearing anybody comments, anybody suggestions. We look forward to, actually, I'm looking forward to the future. So help me build our future for our youth.
Amen to that. Well, Ms. Johnson, we want to thank you for coming on to the Truth Talk Show, where they ask the questions and we tell you our truth. I am your girl, Kaye TheTruth. Google me, www.kaythetruth.com. Follow me on all social media at Kaye TheTruth. And you're listening to Pure Truth Radio. Until next time, and we're out.
If you're not dealing with Kaye, it ain't the truth.